Hello and Assalamu alaikum guys. My name is Muhammad Shehram and you're watching Infospark with Shehram. It's been a long time. I am again going to make a video and this time with some new changes as I have changed the name of my channel from Fun with Shehram to Infospark with Shehram because I thought this name will better introduce the channel to you guys. Today we are going to talk about a topic which is totally different from my last video which was about on the flight of PK8303. The topic we are going to talk about today is related to the May of 2025 where a war occurred between India and Pakistan, and I am going to talk about that war today and show you the real truth. We will start with introduction. Pahalgam, where a deadly attack claimed the lives of several innocent civilians, has not only shocked the region but also raised deeply concerning questions. While the Indian narrative was quick to place the blame on Pakistan across the border, careful scrutiny reveals inconsistencies and curious timing. From a Pakistani perspective, the attack appears less a random act of a terror and more strategically orchestrated incident, a false flag operation designed to manufacture global sympathy and demonize Pakistan on global stage and deflect India's own internal discontent. This event occurred against the backdrop of mounting political pressure within India, escalating dissent in Kashmir, and international criticism over human rights violations. The immediate blame on Pakistan without transparent investigation or credible evidences suggests a premeditated attempt to shift the geopolitical narrative. It's a crucial question that who benefits from such chaos? The answer, arguably, does not lie in Islamabad but lies much closer to Delhi. This was our first introductory paragraph. We talked about the incident that occurred in India, Pahalgam. Now, we are moving forward to segment number two. So, guys, shortly after the Pahalgam incident, India launched Operation Sindoor, a highly publicized military campaign portrayed as a counter-terrorism operation. But beneath the facade of national counter-terrorism operation, the national security, the operation swiftly unfolded as a brutal offensive targeting not militants but civilians as well. Innocent towns across Azad Jammu and Kashmir, including Athmukam, Chidi, and Lipa Valley, bore the brunt of relentless shelling, and residential homes were razed to the brunt and to ground. Children orphaned and families shattered, all in the name of so-called preemptive strike. The death toll, though understated by Indian media, including dozens of non-combatants, many of whom were women and elderly. Indian media spun the operation as a resounding military success, glorifying destruction while conveniently ignoring the humanitarian toll. No credible international observers were allowed in the region, and the Indian press echoed only the official narrative, raising troubling questions about transparency and intent. So, I have some questions that why were civilian areas primarily targeted by the Indian army? Why was the international media barred from entering the conflict zone? And who gains the painting an entire population of painting with the brush of terrorism? These questions demand more than silence, they demand accountability. What's even more chilling was the reaction from certain segments of the Indian media. Unfortunately, rather than mourning the loss of innocents' life in Pakistan, anchors celebrated destruction using theatrical music, animated graphics, and triumphant headlines like Pakistan pays the price or terror camps destroyed. But the deaths of children were twisted into military victories and grieving families were reduced to propaganda points. This raises urgent more questions. What kind of journalism rejoices in the death of a child? How can a media ecosystem claim democratic values while glorifying war crimes? Is the real battlefield in the border or in the studios where the truth is manipulated? As a Pakistanis, we do not celebrate death, ours or anyone else, but silence in the face of this media cruelty would be complicity. We are going to talk about now the segment number 3. As we have talked about the Operation Sindoor, but now we will talk about the response of Pakistan with the Operation segment number 3. As Indian shells raised down on innocent civilians and their media danced on the graves of children, Pakistan was left with a moral and strategic choice: retaliate recklessly or respond with discipline, clarity, and strength. Pakistan chose the latter part. In the response, the Pakistan Armed Forces launched Operation Bunyad al Mursus, and a name that symbolizes unshakable fortress. Unlike the chaos unleashed by India, Pakistan operation was marked by surgical precision. Not a single civilian area was touched. In fact, not even militant hideouts were struck. The mission was crystal clear: target only military installations responsible for the aggression. Key Indian forward operating bases in Rajouri, Poonch, and key air defense radar near Pathankot were disabled with calculated strikes. What followed stunned even the most hawkish Indian analysts. Pakistani Air Force jets, including the pride of the fleet JF-17 Thunder, penetrated Indian airspace undetected, jamming advanced radar systems and neutralizing early warning capabilities. Two Rafale jets, considered India's crown jewels, were successfully intercepted and shot down, exposing the limitations of Indian air superiority in real time. India's integrated air defense network experienced severe electronic disruptions, leaving commanders scrambling for clarity as PAF jets flew back across the border without a single scratch. But what stood out most was not the power of the response, it was the restraint Pakistan had, the capability to cause devastation. Instead, it sent a message: we are not aggressors, but we will not be silenced. This wasn't just a military operation, it was a statement of principled deterrence, a reminder that while Pakistan desires peace, it will never kneel before intimidation. Now, we are going to talk about segment number 4. After the shock waves of Operation Bunyad Mursus, India rattled, exposed and diplomatically cornered, rushed to pull brakes on its misadventure. Suddenly, the same Indian establishment that boasted of teaching Pakistan a lesson was now reaching out quietly to global intermediaries. Back channel communication intensified, and in an ironic twist, the New Delhi was the one calling for de escalation. Credible sources confirm that India reached out to Washington, particularly to then President Donald Trump, asking him to intervene and restrain Pakistan. But instead of instead of asking Instead of owning its own diplomatic retreat, India flipped the narrative. Their media went into overdrive, falsely claiming that Pakistan had pleaded for a ceasefire, a desperate attempt to save face in front of its population. But the facts, for those who dare to look, tell a very different story. Pakistan's response was strategic and controlled, not reactionary. It was India's leadership, not Pakistan, that dialed phones in Washington and Riyadh. So we must ask, if India was winning, why did it seek third party mediation? If Pakistan had surrendered, why was the India first to go silent on the borders? And why, after all the threats and chest thumping, did India's bravado collapse when faced a disciplined Pakistan's response? The answer is simple: the truth is louder than the propaganda, and dignity is more powerful than deception. Pakistan didn't just win military engagement, it exposed the hollow reliance or a nation hiding behind media noise and diplomatic cover. We are going to now talk about the final segment. In the face of betrayal, Pakistan's bloodshed, and India's propaganda. We did not fall. It stood tall. From the ashes of innocent lives in Lipa Valley to the skies where our pilots soared with valor, Pakistan demonstrated not only military might but unshakable moral clarity. We did not target civilians, we did not cry out for help. We stood firm and responded with dignity, and we reminded the world that we are not a nation to be cornered. The spirit of Badr, the spirit of Karbala, of resistance, burns in the veins of every Pakistani. To those who continue to show terror in Pakistan with our borders, from such groups like the BLA or TTP, puppets dancing to the tune of foreign handlers, know this: your days of playing with our soil are numbered. This land is sacred, and your cowardice will be met not with the compromise but with the consequences. And those watching from Tel Aviv, where the rooms celebrate the suffering of Gaza, take heed. The Muslim world is not asleep. The silence is not surrender. The oppressed are watching, uniting, and rising. And soon, the same flames you lit in Gaza may engulf the hands that struck the match. This is not just a war of bullets, this is a war for truth, for dignity, for justice. And in that Pakistan has proven it does not break, it does not beg, it does not bow. It left the world, let the world remember Pakistan is not just a country, it's a resolve, a spirit, a storm waiting to be answered. Pakistan Zindabad. I hope you guys would like the video and enjoy it. So please like, share, and subscribe. And till my next video, Allah Hafiz and bye.